7 Skull and Bones Dark Secrets. Skull and Bones Society is the Brotherhood of Death organization in America based at Yale University. The secret society is also known as Chapter 322 and Brotherhood of Death. The symbol is simple, a skull that sits on a couple of crossed bones, bearing the numbers 322, or the bonesman number. 322 is said to secretly disguise the large number where the bonesmen meet. The number is also traced to Eulogia, a known goddess of elegance. In this video you will discover 7 dark secrets of the Skull and Bones Secret Society that will probably shock you. At the end you will see a short initiation footage, including the screams of the people that have undergone the painful and satanic ritual. This video is partially sponsored by DelvixGarden.com, your source for high-quality food supplements and personal care products at low prices. This company has a range of premium products for your health, beauty, and personal care, including organic pine pollen, ceremonial-grade matcha, medicinal herbs, hair dye shampoo, and plant-based protein for weight loss. There are links in the description. Kindly visit their store and use the coupon code FIRST20% to get 20% discount on your first order. 1. Coffin Lying Initiation. Like all secret societies, Skull and Bones has an initiation phase. The initiation requires candidates to lie down in the coffin wearing no clothes, revealing their sexual history to other candidates. Skull and Bones Society has a couple of properties that are exclusively used by its members. One of these can be found at Yale University, which is called Tomb, while the other one is on Deer Island, St. Lawrence River. Some who have seen the Tomb describe it with plenty of secret rooms, but with no windows. A special room is intended for William H. Taft, while the other one is intended for members of the Nazi regime. Ron Rosenbaum, a New York observer, said that the significance of lying in coffins and bones is mortality, designed to provide an imagery that life is indeed short. 2. Similar to Thule Society, Adolf Hitler. The Thule Society, or Order of Thule, was a racist group and which inspired the Nazi occult mysticism and Nazi ideology. The fundamental belief of Skull and Bones Society is similar to the Thule Society, which was faithfully practiced by Adolf Hitler. The Thule led affiliates to believe that they are members of the Aryan Supermen who survived the destruction of Atlantis, thanks to an occult power that makes them immortal. Surprisingly, the Skull and Bones members also believe in the immortality of the soul, and perform the same rituals that Adolf Hitler did in the Thule Society. This is a requirement for all members of the group. Each new follower swears to keep secret the rules and rituals, and protect the society and its membership. The commitment requires satanic and psychological rituals that prevent members from freely leaving the party. It means after initiation, the new believer becomes a bonesman for life. 3. Oath of Absolution. Each member must obey to the rules and their superiors. The society becomes priority. According to William Cooper, in his book titled Behold a Pale Horse, a member shall take an oath that releases them of allegiance to king, government, constitution, or the nation. The new member is also in obligation to obey any recommendation recommended by Skull and Bones. It is said that the members declare allegiance to not only remain faithful to the society, but also the implementation of the New World Order. When President Bush swore during his initiation, it meant that his oath of office as president comes in second place, after the obligation to the society. And worse, the oath also forbids members to never divulge what happens or is being said in the group, even if it's bad. 4. Stealing Geronimo's Skull. Geronimo, born June 16, 1829 in the Bedonkohe Apache tribe, and died February 17, 1909 in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, USA, was one of the protagonists of the Apache Wars who fought Mexico and the United States for Native American rights for 3 decades until his capture in 1886. In 1918, Prescott Sheldon Bush, father of George H.W. Bush, and some bonesmen, stole from the Geronimo grave his skull along with a few belongings. Despite constant accusations, they denied the fact, which led to Geronimo's descendants to file a lawsuit against them. The fact remained silent until the details became available on the internet, allowing the world and Swiss banks to know everything. Finally, the secret was out, and the activities of the society could no longer remain hidden. There are speculations that Geronimo's skull would appear during night initiations, boldly staring at the nation's future rulers. 5. Worshipping Eulogia, Eloquence Goddess. The story of Eulogia goes back to 322 BC. According to mythology, Demosthenes, a great Greek orator, died in 322, and with him Eulogia, exalted as goddess of eloquence. They both went to heaven. Her activity on Earth ended there until 1832, when the Skull and Bones Society was founded at Yale University, where Eulogia came down from the heavens to reside in Tomb. The worshipping of the deity requires members to steal valuable things and bring them as offerings to the goddess. It is reported that precious things are stolen to offer to the goddess. It is in this light that the grandfather of W. George, Prescott Bush, stole the skull and bones of the famous Indian Geronimo to put in the grave. License plates that have the number 322 are also confiscated to bring to the society. In addition to gifts, the society did other things with regard to the goddess. Members sing satanic hymns to praise the deity. They meet twice a week by unveiling a temple to Eulogia. They call themselves Knights of Eulogia. This explains the presence of the number 322 in the skull and bones symbol. Eulogia is always worshipped by members until today. 6. Masturbation and Satanic Ritual. There seems to be a sort of pornography section as ritual. Each member of the society sacrificed or sold their soul to Satan by making demeaning scenes such as masturbation. The masturbation is required in a coffin in front of all other members and swore allegiance to the devil while holding a skull. All that must be done in a coffin. Using a coffin ritual to symbolize rebirth, as does the skull and bones, is typically Satanism, and it is not new. Hitler believed he was born again by this ritual. In fact, it is very common in almost all occult societies. As genuine born-again Christians fulfill their water baptism by immersion to show that they are dead to sin, Satanists have a coffin immersion to officially dedicate their lives to Satan. This description of the ritual is really occult and reveals how the Skull and Bones members are guided by Satan, the devil. 7. The New World Order. As the Illuminati, the goal of the Skull and Bones Society is to dominate the world, the main reason behind the New World Order. With the elements of the Aryanism, a racial ideology that claimed that the Aryan people possessed superior capacities for government, social organization, and civilization, as predicted on the New World Military Order, is indeed a form of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Nazism. The former president's New World Order concept is an ancient idea, one that draws roots from the beliefs and philosophies of the Skull and Bones Society. The alumni organization that owns the properties and supervises Skull and Bones activity is known as the Russell Trust Organization, named after a Skull and Bones founding member. It still exists today only at Yale and has evolved into a more organized entity, dedicated to the success of its members after leaving the collegiate world.
He's come pretty close. She was part of a team that successfully recorded part of the initiation ceremony that takes place in the tomb's courtyard.
Okay, you have the doorway here.
Yeah.
Okay, then to the right you have a hedge, and then you have an evergreen tree. If you follow that line straight back, courtyard's in there.
Ah, okay.
So
that's where they have the ceremonies in
the outdoor part of it. Part of it was indoors, so we only got to see the outdoor part.
Right.
We only got to, and to listen to the outdoor part. God only knows what went on indoors.
And what did you hear? What was it you know? You managed to get this unique
it was
access
disgusting. It was gross. I mean, they were pretending to murder people. And
what was the tone of it, though? Was it jokey or was it quite...
No, it wasn't jokey at all. It was sick. It's about the only way I can describe it. It was sick.
What you're hearing is the first recording ever made of the Skull and Bones initiation ceremony. it has never been broadcast before. 15 new members of the club are being introduced into the macabre rituals of Skull and Bones by the senior students who are about to graduate. The club has what some might see as a strange fascination with death, skulls and bones. There's the chants too, difficult to hear first of all, but including the devil equals death, death equals death.
Thank you for watching until the end. Please like the video and share it with your friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel to help us establish our presence on YouTube.